Hello and welcome to day 3 of your yoga advent calendar. I've realised thus far I haven't actually introduced myself. I am Faye of Fat Frog Yoga and Mindfulness. This is Daisy Doble, who is going to be making an appearance in most of our videos. So we're going to get up and moving pretty much straight away today. So if you want a chair, grab your yoga mat if you have one. Wear comfortable clothing. You can move easily in, and I will see you in a second. We're starting standing today. Obviously, if you're using a chair, please start seated unless you feel comfortable starting standing. If you're going to stand, have the chair close to you so you do have something to hold on to if you want to. So let's just start as we normally do by taking 3 conscious breaths. So taking a soft gaze, breathing in and out, bringing ourselves into the present moment. Second breath. And third breath in and out. Lovely stuff. So if you are mat based, come to the front of your mats. If you're with a chair, come behind your chair, or just come to seated. Come to the middle of your seat if you're on the chair. So gently pushing down through the feet. Let's find our mountain pose. Gently pushing down through the feet, calves engaged, thighs lift up. Lengthen through the tailbone slightly, shoulder blades down the back, palms facing forward. Your drishti, your focus, is straight ahead of you. And as you inhale, bringing the arms overhead, bring the hands together to prayer position, gently lengthening down through the tailbone. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Gaze thumbs if that feels good for you. It does turn it into a little bit of a balance. So think about hugging everything in to really help keep yourself steady. And as you exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, knees bent. Inhale, hands come to shins or to the thighs, halfway lift, open the chest, shoulder blades down the back. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look forward, push through the feet, lift yourselves up to standing or seated, arms overhead. Exhale, hands down to prayer position, heart center. We're going to get moving quite quickly here. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, knees bent. Inhale, hands come to shins or thighs, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Look forward, push through the feet, lift yourselves up to seated or standing, arms overhead. If you're not dizzy, exhale, hands down to prayer position. One more time like that. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, knees bent. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Look forward, inhale, push through the feet, lift yourselves up, standing, arms overhead. And exhale, hands down to prayer position, heart center. Lovely stuff. So, if you are standing, if you are with a chair in front of you or not, have your feet about hip distance apart. Take a step back with your left foot. With your left foot, find your balance, Faye. Left toes are on the mat, heel is up. You can see my heel is up ever so slightly, but I'm pushing through the heel, but it's still not reaching the mat. Bend that right knee over the ankle. Hug everything in towards your midline. And by midline, I mean a center point down the center, a line down the center of your body. Sides are hugging in towards each other. Push through that back heel. Push down through your right foot. Lengthen the tailbone slightly. Bring the arms overhead. Hands are about shoulder distance apart. High lunge. If you are still seated on a chair, that's absolutely fine. Stay here for a couple of breaths, everybody else. I'm going to quickly show you how to do it on a chair. So your right knee, your right foot is completely over the chair. The back leg is straight, or it's anywhere that's comfortable. So you are essentially doing exactly the same thing. So if you are stood, seated, no matter where you are in your high lunge, bring that left heel down to the mat now. So your left foot is pointing, I like the 1 o'clock position on the clock. Right toes, right knee is over the ankle. You are still facing the short edge of the mat. Arms are overhead. Gently push down. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Warrior one. Breathe. So in warrior one, we are the hero, rooting down to rise up. The hero is rising up through the earth. Gaze and thumbs. This is a little bit of a balance, so really think about hugging those thighs in towards each other. Bring your hands down to prayer position at heart center. If it feels comfortable for you to do so, bring your arms around behind you. Clasp your hands behind your back. Bring the hands down. So you're opening the chest. Shoulder blades are down the back. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. Humble warrior. Warrior one teaches us that balance between strength and humility. We are humble, and yet we have strong legs, a strong stance. To lift back out, use your arms to lift yourselves up slightly, but also push through that front foot. Lift yourselves back up, release it out. Keeping the legs where they are, straighten that front leg. If you are seated on a chair, you might just want to move yourselves around a little bit just so you can straighten that front leg properly. Not properly, but you can straighten it. Again, same thing. Swim your arms forward, bring them around the back, clasping elbows if that feels good. Open the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, fold over that front leg. Pyramid pose. Quite a deep stretch through that front leg. If you want to increase the stretch, just gently ease that right hip back even more than it already is. And breathe. Hello, diggle wiggle. To come out, bend that front knee. I have a challenge for you. Lift yourselves up. So for anybody who's standing, from here, I challenge you to push off from that back foot, lift yourselves into a balance, lifting your knee in front of you. If you are seated, same thing. Sweep your back foot forward, lift it up so you are in one-legged mountain pose. When you're here, push down through that right foot. Find your balance in that right leg, the left knee, kind of hip height, gently flexing the foot as if you're pushing down onto a step. Breathe. Hold it. And then step that foot down. Walk it out. Find your balance again. Find your equilibrium. Find your mountain pose. Breathe. And we'll do the same on the other side. So step that right foot back. Toes are on the mat. Heel is lifted. Push through that heel. Bend the left knee so it's over the ankle. Lengthen through the tailbone. Glutes are engaged. If you're on a chair, left thigh is over the chair. Right leg is back to where it's comfortable. Bring the arms overhead. High lunge. Hug the tummy muscles in. Pelvic floor muscles up. Yoga is not easy. Breathe. Hold it. To move from here into warrior one, we bring that right foot down onto the mat. So it's at like 11 o'clock position. Hands come together. Front knee is bent. Lengthen through the tailbone. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Gazing thumbs if that feels good. Root down to rise up. Find your balance. Bring your hands down to prayer position at heart center. We'll move from warrior one into humble warrior. Bring hands around the back. Clasp hands. Bring the hands down. Arms are straight. You're easing those hands away from the body. Chest is open. Inhale. As you exhale, fold forward. Hands come anywhere. If they're overhead, awesome. If they're not, awesome. Just keep your chest open. So if you're bending here, if you're folding here, this is enough. That's absolutely fine. If you're folding here, absolutely fine. Find your balance between humility and strength. I am strong. I am humble. To come out. Lift up through those hands, push through the front foot. Lovely stuff. You can straighten that front leg. So again, if you're on a chair, just moving this front leg around a little bit, just so it's comfortable and you're not on the edge of a seat. Swing your arms forward, bring them around the back, clasp elbows, keep both legs straight, push down through the legs. Inhale. As you exhale, fold over that front leg. Keeping the leg straight, lift up through that thigh. Fold to where it's comfortable for you. Breathe. To come out, we push, we bend that front knee, we push through the foot. Lift yourselves up, release the hands out. So your challenge, should you wish to accept it, is to move from here, push off from that back leg, lift up into one-legged mountain pose. If you don't, what does it matter? Bring yourself into one-legged mountain pose by bringing the weight into the left foot. Push down through that left leg. Raise the right knee up to about hip height. Flex the toes as if you're pushing down onto a step. Find your balance. Find a non-moving drishti focus point and breathe. Hold it. And then release out. Find your mountain pose at the top of your mat. I'm going to do that. Feet hip distance apart. Gently pushing down. Find some stillness. And then on an inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, hands come to shins, halfway lift. And as you exhale, step it back, feet together, knees mat distance apart, hips come to heels, walk the hands forward, chest comes down to the mat, forehead comes down to the mat. Let's take 3 breaths in child's pose. And then walk your hands in towards your knees. Our 3 breaths signal the end of our practice today. So thank you very much for joining me. Bring your hands to prayer position, heart center. We'll seal it all in. I've completely upstaged Daisy. Sorry, Daisy. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Bowing forward to yourselves, thanking yourselves for everything you've achieved today. And I thank you.